everybody, and welcome to my house. Remember a couple weeks ago when we put all the clay sheets on the walls? This week we will continue our work on the clay walls, and you know how excited I am about the clay stuff. The guys from Claytech are actually here with 2 people. We have a full team, and now we're learning what the next steps are. And I have high hopes that this is going to be a lot of ASMR, nice clays, pushing in the reinforcement layer. It's going to be so nice. I cannot wait, but it's also a big day. A lot of work, a lot of material, so now we have to do some hardcore unloading action. Welcome to the future living room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I decided to close the door. This was the door to the hallway, but I want this to be the coziest room in the downstairs area. So probably TV, a nice couch, nice light, and I felt that this doorway just made it so, I don't know. Not a comfortable room, not a cozy room. So we closed it. Also, you might notice, the rest of the chimney is missing here, so we have a lot more room. So the way this house is built is every room has 2 doors, essentially. And for some rooms that makes sense, for the bedroom, for example, that you have a door inside and then a door to the bathroom, and then from the bathroom we can reach the children's room, from the children's room we can reach the hallway, from the hallway we can reach, kind of makes sense. It doesn't make sense here. I want this to be a closed room. Sometimes, I mean, everybody wants it open and more light and more windows, more doors, and that's true for the most part, but sometimes I think it makes sense to just close things off. For example, here, there used to be a window here originally, and I decided to close it because this is going to be the dining room, and I want at least one wall for art or a nice bookshelf, or also like when you eat, to not have a window in your neck. I feel this is a better use of the space to have one solid wall, and same with that, just have a wall. Speaking of windows, that's another thing we're doing today that I'm crazy excited about, because we have to deal with this situation. This needs to be covered. We're doing that with this wood fiber board, essentially the same thing that we used outside for the insulation. I'm just gonna get here like this, and then the clay will go over the edge. And what I really, really like is round edges. I think it's gonna look so good. So what we wanna do now is take the edge off before we install it, just a little bit, so we have this round over situation. And then, especially at the windows where the light comes in, I think it will look so good. It emphasizes that we're working with clay, because that's how you can do it with clay. That's one thing that I'm really excited about. I'm also excited about the way we get to work today, because it's kind of like in a cooking studio. And our kitchen studio is set up like this. This is the first stage, the installation layer without the clay walls, so we can work on this. Then we have the second stage, is the walls with the clay sheet installed, but the gaps are still open. That's the second step. Then we have the third step. This is the clay sheets with the reinforcing mortar in the gaps. And now we can work in the reinforcement glass mat and add more of the same stuff, and then the wall is done. Not really done, it is done for today, but after we did all of this, the hard work is done, and then we get to play with the really fun stuff. I can show you a little sneak peek. Okay, we have some samples here. I will make a whole episode about this, but that's the super fine clay with straw in this case. You can get it in all different colors. You can add shells, you can add sparkly stuff, you can add grass. It's amazing. Like, the possibilities are endless, and I'm planning to use a lot of different colors in different rooms, different textures. This is the most interesting thing for the clay walls, I think. I can't wait to get to it. Hopefully next week we get to do some tests. So the most important material for today is this adhesive and reinforcing mortar. And the first step is to mix a bunch of this. The reinforcing mortar takes about 30 minutes to set, and in the meantime, we are cutting the glass mesh to length, so everything goes a little bit quicker when we can finally start. This mesh is crucial because now we have all the separate sheets, and once we add this together with the structural adhesive clay stuff, mortar stuff, it will essentially become one item. So it's just way more robust, also against cracking and all these things. This kind of unifies all the single sheets. At first I thought this was plastic. I was irritated because we don't want that, but it is actually glass. And traditionally I think they use jute fiber or something, but Claytech found that this is more reliable and just technically better than jute, and I trust them, so let's use this. All right, we're ready to go. Team number one is starting with filling in the cracks, and then later we're using the same material to work in the glass mesh stuff. As always, we need to put some water on the surface first, otherwise all the water from the mortar will just soak into the wall. So we make everything wet, and then we're ready to go. Crazy thing is, I don't know if you can tell from just seeing it, but the texture is so gooey and nice, but it's just cellulose and clay. It's, again, all natural stuff. Geil! Das muss jetzt gut werden.
Okay.
Gibt noch ein paar Flächen, kannst du üben.
Okay.
Der Sound.
Geil! Ey, wir müssen das Mikro an dieses Ding dran machen. Warte. Ja, eigentlich ja andersrum, ne? So vielleicht.
Kriegt ihr euer eines Fenster auch fertig?
Ja. Okay, jetzt mal alle leise, bitte. Warte, dann müssen wir hier wieder nass machen, ne? As always, you heard me say that 1,000 times. It's never about the surfaces, it's about the transitions. And that's one of those moments, just to get the transition at the window right is a little bit challenging. But also I'm doing this for the first time, so I would be surprised if this was easy. Geil aus, ne? It looks incredible. Just the fact that this is just now one smooth surface, and I also like all the imperfections in it. I mean, it will get a little less imperfect with the next layer, which is going to be completely crazy, but just seeing this it's a wall. And I remember times where we could see the street from where I'm standing. There was no wall. And now it's a smooth, perfectly imperfect clay wall. That's amazing. So now I know roughly how it works, and I'm trying to get into the groove. And then I think once everybody found their groove, this is actually pretty quick. Maybe end of the week we can have all of this done. And end of today, we'll all know how to do it. Oh, I think it's just remarkable that the most natural product that's the best for you, for the room climate, for your breathing, for your skin, you know, it doesn't dry out your skin, that the best product is also the kind of easiest to work with, because not only is it pretty quick that you get the hang of it and how to get it smooth, but also if it's not smooth, you can come back later, even in 3 weeks. We can come back, put a little water on it, and then with a sponge and smooth it out. I think that's just, I don't know, it gives me so much confidence. It makes me feel like, yeah, easy, we can do it, it's just work. But the material, like the stuff that we drop, we can pick it up, mix it with water, reuse it. There's no pressure, kinda, because you can always go back and fix it. Or just the buckets. We can leave them like this, come back tomorrow, add a little bit of water, mix them and continue. I don't know, it relaxes me. The whole thing is zero time pressure, and that helps a lot, especially if you're learning something for the first time. Taking another quick break while they're mixing new material, and I want to say, I mean, they shouldn't hear it now, they should see it in the video. Claytech, I'm so happy that I found you, because not only is this material incredible and all the things I said about it are, you know, I'm just blown away by the efficiency, but it's also so cool that you are taking the time to drive out here, hand deliver the material, and give us a workshop on how to do it. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Why are you smiling?
Hey, na, alles gut?
Ja, und dir?
Man lebt.
Komm, ich zeig dir alles. Man lebt. did it! We did it! I am actually surprised how easy it was and how much we got done in 4 hours, especially because we were actually too many people. I think in the future we can have 2 teams doing the same steps, but parallel, and I think that way will be so much faster. But generally, we all learned how to do this today, and in 5 hours we got 2 pretty perfect walls done. And even the imperfections are kind of the clay appeal, so it's a very nice learning curve with a very, very high reward. So I'm very happy. The next step for the walls is going to be the design stuff. So we're not painting them, we're also using clay. It's like a very fine clay mortar to finish them. And I think that's going to look so good. And that will get rid of some of the imperfections or the little parts where you can see the net. That will all be filled in. But for now, we're just going to finish all the rest of the walls. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed doing these 2 walls with my big team and the help from Claytech. And I will see you next week with a new video. Bye. This week's sponsor is Incogni.com, and there is a 60% off offer for you if you visit Incogni.com/Laura Kampf and use the promo code Laura Kampf. But let's talk about the product first. Have you ever gotten a call from an unknown number and then there's this automatic voice telling you that something about your bank account or your PayPal or your plane ticket is weird? That is the result of your personal data being sold. I actually just got a new phone number, an American phone number, and before I even gave it to anybody, I got 4 calls from unknown numbers. It's wild. And that is because there are thousands of companies trading, selling, buying personal data without us even knowing it. Well, at least I didn't know it. Incogni can do all this messy work for you automatically. Incogni helps you protect your privacy and take your personal data off the market, reaching out to these data brokers, requesting your data removal, and dealing with their objections. And that means no more spam emails or spam calls that are not only annoying, but they can actually be very confusing or frightening. Let's see my progress on my data removal. Log in. So since I started using Incogni, there were 44 cases where my personal data was being sold, and 35 of them have been completed and cleared off the internet, and 9 are still in progress. And that's exactly these cases that are so annoying, where you have to go back and forth and objections. All the messy work have nothing to do with this. All of this is happening in the background. Again, you can get 60% off of their annual subscription when you go to incogni.com/Laura Kampf and use the promo code Laura Kampf. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to thank Incogni for supporting my work.